It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're wrapping up the NBA regular season in style here on 2K Sports. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And it's amazing. Final game of the regular season upon us. Some teams have nothing to gain by playing their starters. But, Shaq, you can't rest guys the way you used to.
Yeah, you can. The way the league sees it, unless the guy's injured, he should play. You know, ticket prices are high. It protects the fan. And, again, if you get hurt, just call me. Man up. I got that icy hot for you.
Oh, no question. But you can also manage the minutes, though. You can really do it. Guys just play a certain amount and not really overdo it. Just be smart about it. You know, Popovich is great at that.
It hurts right here. Do you have some icy hot?
Actually, I have some right here, Ernie.
How can it be icy and hot at the same time?
I don't know, but it is.
I can't tell you the formula.
It's pretty amazing.
That's amazing.
Man up.
Yeah. Here's Kevin Harlan.
It's like wet and dry.
You man up too, Kevin.
You're wet and dry at the same time.
Good luck, Marcus.
Please. Enjoy your first and last game in the league, chump.
These two teams, Doris, proficient at generating points through the post, down low, something that's become more and more difficult, it seems, in this league.
It's true, Kevin. The back-to-the-basket center that you play through is a rarity in today's NBA, and I think one of the things the league has got to be mindful of is cleaning up the post play, not allowing players who are big and physical and strong to be beaten on in the post the way they used to let Shaquille O'Neal be beaten on. If you've got a back-to-the-basket skilled center like a Joel Embiid, you should be able to play through him and showcase his skill set.
And as you know, it's so hard to officiate a big player. You mentioned O'Neal. He's got to be the most difficult guy to try to officiate.
That's exactly right. His strength is just imposing.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs. Inside, it's the veterans, Aldridge and Gasol. Young is out there with Green, and it's Anderson in at the small forward. Here is Anderson following the basket by AI. Outside Aldridge. 4 on the shot clock. This one for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Here's Young. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against New Orleans.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
Here's Gasol, and Gasol with the dunk.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
Now, here's AI. Teague up top, defended by Young. Butler in the corner. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Gasol with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. The kick out to Anderson. They get it back. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Tries yet again. Aldridge, no luck. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Down low, Brooks. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Paul Gasol.
Well, this guy was a big-time recruit in high school, and things didn't work out immediately for AI. But here he was, willing to put in the work, adjust your perspective, and get where you want to be.
And you talk about getting thrown into the fire. We're seeing the first NBA minutes for AI in one of the biggest games of the season. This team must believe in him to look his way with everything on the line.
And if you follow the news, you might have heard the story of how AI came to land on this team. This is as pressure-packed a debut as it gets, and AI has to be both terrified and elated right now.
Now, here is Young. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Boy, too much traffic in the lane. Very difficult finish with the defense draped all over him. I love to see them pound it inside like that, not settling for the perimeter shot.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a two-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
Here's Teague. Marcus Young making his last shot. Wiggins surveying the floor. Fades. AI with the bucket. Brooks has got 8 points.
Well, analyze the situation, size up the defense. AI knocks down the mid-range.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And Andrew Wiggins, the #1 overall pick back in 14. Great bloodlines, the son of pro athletes. The game just seems to come easy to him.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Gibson. Bielitsa comes in for Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Rose in for Jeff Teague. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Gay comes in for Anderson. Ano Ginobili's checked in for Danny Green. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Young. You know, Greg, the game comes so easy to Wiggins, but some say he needs to be more assertive, more aggressive. Do you see that?
I mean, high expectations for a player that was taken first overall. The length and athleticism should enable him to impact the game in so many ways, but, you know, his motor doesn't always rev high enough to take advantage.
Now, here's Aldridge. He's coming off a 19-point game against New Orleans. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first. And it's good for 2.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And the Spurs with possession here. They trail by 7. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
No passion on the defensive end. Didn't look completely engaged. Really need to lock in and be focused on these road games. Boy, a kickout's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
Crawford's shot is good.
Man, hard to believe. Already they're staring at a double-digit lead, and we've just gotten started.
Boy, they have come out strong. They've controlled the pace, asserted their will. Wow.
Murray against Rose. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Over Jang. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. AI has been on display for Minnesota. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We come back right after this. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music. I don't really watch too much TV. It's always music, so it's just...
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Well, the assist total is skyrocketing at this point, actively looking to set up their teammates. I'll tell you, love the way they're playing.
On the court for San Antonio, Rudy Gay is out there with Ginobili. Then there's Murray, and there's Laverne, and it's Mills in at the point. And some changes here for the... Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Count the basket. Teague's got his first bucket in this one. Now we've got the last regular season game, playoffs doors right around the corner. Talk about the difference in style of play once we reach the postseason.
Well, there's obviously an increase in intensity. It's almost palpable from the moment you walk in the arena. The level of physicality also rises. The thing you've got to be able to do through the intensity, through the physicality, is stick with the style of play that brought you here. Play to your strengths, and good things generally happen.
Spurs trail by 7. Young dishes to Anderson. Floats it up for Young. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Butler on the way. Nice ball movement by Minnesota.
I think the trade for Jimmy Butler and other veteran signings accelerated the Wolves' rebuild. They are in much more of a win-now mentality.
The Timberwolves shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
No good on that one. Derrick Rose is checked in for Minnesota. That one misses. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. 7-point differential. Green with the ball. Picked up by Teague. And Butler sends it back.
Boy, though he'll never be a blocks leader, Butler has the size and hops to do more of this.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. The Timberwolves have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. That one misses for Brooks.
And up until very recently, AI was grinding away in the G League. And from what I hear, he made a lot of progress with his approach to the game and fine-tuning his skill set.
And more, Greg, there are players who just figure it out when they get in the G League. You wonder if AI is the next player to make a successful leap. That free throw good from Young.
And with Young, you know what you're getting. A guy who looks to fill it up from deep as much as he can.
And so Young nails them both.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. They get it back. Brooks. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
A nice shot by Aldridge.
And just love seeing Young share the ball. When he's focused on involving his teammates, it just makes everyone better.
Butler passes to Brooks. Over Aldridge. And AI with the basket on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists in the game.
And you just got to love the way he moved the ball. Very unselfish.
I'd say he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
And so it's Minnesota in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at AI, in this game, he has been everywhere.
And through 2 quarters, surprising how aggressive he was defensively.
Yeah, I think this guy was really looking for his shot on every possession. Remarkable effort from him on the offensive end in that first half.
Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's AI in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And it's Green, missing.
Jeez, maybe he was trying to show off or something right there.
Whatever he was trying to do, that's not his best look. He can get a better one.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we see new players coming into prominence for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Greg Popovich gives his veterans credit for accepting it gracefully and helping the young guys be successful. He says it's a tribute to their character and awareness. Kevin?
Well, they certainly have established a great culture in San Antonio. Really something. DA, thank you. Wasted no time on that one. 10 points for Marcus Young.
This is how much Young believes in his game. Fantastic at shooting when he feels like he's in a rhythm.
That one drops for him. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Bielitsa, he checks in for Gibson. Crawford comes in for Jimmy Butler, and Jones subbed in for Teague. And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
He gets it in there.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
Spurs trail by 7. Time now for an injury report. Now for an update on Pau Gasol from David Aldridge. Dave, what'd you find out?
At this point, he's saying that it looks like a grade 1 sprained ankle. And you couldn't have a worse time for this injury, Kevin, especially as the last games of the season are approaching.
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
And he gets the bucket. Aldridge has got 8 points.
Listen, Kev, this guy, one of the more reliable scorers in the league, night in and night out.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Of course, I'm sure you look at these players, evaluate who could make a possible head coach out of the group I'm watching right now. And I'm sure there are a couple players that come to mind for you.
Well, I think when you just talk basketball intellect, one of the first guys that comes to mind is Rajon Rondo. I mean, his insatiable appetite to watch film, to have complete understanding not only of the sets of his own team, but Rajon Rondo, when he's on the defensive end of the floor, as soon as a play is called, he will repeat it and basically tell the teammates, hey, look for this action here. So Rajon Rondo comes to mind. Someone like Andre Iguodala, who also is someone Steve Kerr has referred to as maybe the smartest player he's ever been around. Now, so much more to coaching than just basketball intellect. You've got to be willing to deal with the egos and things, and do these players want to do that? Who knows?
Count it. AI's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And it's not hard to see AI out there in an NBA uniform and not be reminded of that huge dunk he pulled off while playing in China. I still remember that play going viral.
Yeah, Greg, he was the talk of basketball after pulling off that dunk, and it actually helped him kickstart his path to the NBA. It's incredible, isn't it, how a dunk can change a career. Now here's Rose. No points in the game yet for him. It's good. And now an 11-point Minnesota lead.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Murray against Crawford. Murray kicks to Mills. Feeds it to Gasol. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And it's really smart to get Gasol moving in these pick and roll plays. He's not only an amazing passer, but a terrific scorer as well.
Here's AI, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Murray kicks to Mills. Pass to Laverne. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. This is his first free throw of the game. That free throw missing. Minnesota calls timeout.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, I like to see them mix it up a little bit. You've got to keep the opposition off balance.
All right, bring it in, bring it in. You got to maintain pressure on Marcus. You got me? Don't let up on him. Y'all want this win? Y'all want this win? Let's go get it. Come on now, bring it in. 1, 2, 3, right!
On the court right now for the Spurs. Gay is the 3 with Aldridge at the 4. Ginobili out there with Young. And it's Gasol in at the center position.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
And Young kicks to Ginobili. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And so he hits the technical free throw. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Gay, that's good.
Well, he just creates enough separation to get a quality look from the mid-range.
Minnesota leading by 13. Butler finds Teague. And here's Wiggins. At the elbow, it's AI. Inside, Young with the steal. Ginobili outside. They get it back. Another shot. No look there. Miss number 4 in 12 tries. For Minnesota, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor.
But he's having himself a night, and AI is taking no plays off. This guy, one of the hardest workers in the game.
Young passes to Gasol. He feeds it to Aldridge, and it's in there.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. AI, no good.
Yeah, that's just a missed opportunity. Something there just a little off.
Yeah, simply a little bit careless, I think. Can't just throw it up there. You have to time these alley-oops perfectly.
Gay against Wiggins. Here's Brooks. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 34 points for Brooks.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Minnesota.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season. It'll go down as their 48th win.
Well, at least they're going to salvage a game from the season series after losing the first two.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for AI.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
And Young kicks to Gasol. Pass to Gay. Spurs passing it around. Gasol dishes to Young. And that one hits back iron. And Teague's got the ball here for the Timberwolves. 17-point lead, their biggest. Here's AI, and again it's Minnesota.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
Gasol's shot is good.
And with Gasol, he feels comfortable shooting from any area of the court. If you give him space, he'll torch you.
Teague drives in. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season.
Hey, Big Toonie. Hey, I didn't think I'd see you here.
I'm here as a fan, not as a scout. Thanks for the show.
Hey, man, so what you think? Am I running yet?
Hey, this is just the beginning, kid. But you're going to have a lot of teams to choose from this summer. I'll make sure of it. Welcome to the NBA.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just here to check out the new talent. This is the future of the game right here.
Hey, stop recording my face, bro. This is your boy, right? This is a star.
Hey, you had a tremendous game tonight, and I'm sure there'll be many more to come. And let's start with your name first. AI. What does that stand for?
What's my name?
What it do, youngin'?
Hey.
Appreciate you meeting with me.
Yeah, you can thank my agent for that.
Yeah? He happened to mention why I wanted to sit down?
Nah, you know, just told me to keep an open mind.
So when you moving to a new spot?
Oh, you know, a couple weeks back.
I still remember my first check, man. Had the little Knicks logo in the top corner. Next day, I went out and bought me a watch all frosty. 3 weeks later, on the road in Miami, hit up Mansion post game, and the next morning, woke up, poof, 200 large, gone.
You heard of insurance?
I thought I was gonna play forever. Like Vince Carter, collecting a paycheck and a pension. Last thing I remember was James Harden's grin. He hit me with that half cross, half carry thing he likes to do, and I'm waiting for the step back, and next thing I see, black. Woke up in Cedars. Mama was sitting there with a Bible on her lap while the doctor told her that I had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Means my heart muscles were so swollen the blood couldn't pass through no more. Doctor told me I could never play ball again. It's the worst day of my life. The hoop was my identity, man. It was my reason. After that, man, I just spun out, you know? People try to reach out, you know, all the dudes from around the league that you'd expect. Oh, try to make me feel better, but I wasn't hearing them. Wasn't long before I was back in my mama's crib in Jersey. Same single bed, flat broke. It's amazing how quick the cheese melts. Humbling. Comes for us all. Matter of fact, I still remember the first time I saw you playing the Dykeman. You was a freshman. So cocky, you'd make LeVar Ball blush.
Oh, all right. So that's why you took my ankles, huh? Man, I remember. People still send me gifts of that.
Well, that's why you so salty, huh? Man, you are competitive. I get it. No one likes to clown it. Man, the reason I did that, though, man, you was out there stealing my shine, man. I couldn't just relinquish the crown, man. It's Dykeman.
I know, man. They never let you forget.
Right? Man. So we good?
Yeah, man, we good.
All right. See, the real reason I'm here, man, I want to manage you.
Oh, okay. Look, yo, man, have you ever managed anyone?
I mean, technically, you're the first player I've ever even approached about this. But wait. You know, the last few years, I was coaching AAU, and I was finishing up my finance degree. You know, I've been paying my dues.
Look, I don't know, man. Like, what's an undrafted free agent even need with a manager? You know, agent and lawyer got me covered.
No. Listen, they're deal makers. I handle the day-to-day. I'm talking media, endorsements. For instance, how much you paying for this crib, huh?
I don't know, 6.
6. It's a new apartment building over on Park that's willing to let you live there rent-free if you just mention them on social media. I got a car dealership and a furniture warehouse that's willing to do the same thing. That's a new crib and a new car gratis. I mean, it might not be glamorous, but listen, you gotta think about this. Do you want to be the kid with the frosty wrists? Or the one with the diversified portfolio, huh? Look, our past wouldn't even pass the sobriety test. But we made it back. You survivors. The real ones. Just imagine what we could do together, man. That's all I'm asking. Just imagine it, man.
Hey, you know what? I don't have to think about it. I'm in.